Good evening, my people. How are you today? Kasubye olunaku lugenze bulungi. Mukama akuumye nanga nkuumye. It's a Monday. It's as busy as you see. It seems like it's going to rain. Wano wendi ebugorobi. It seems like it's going to rain. I'm crossing over to the other end of town. Then I think in the office in concluding olunaku. But I hope you guys are doing well. Yesterday to have an attempted inspection. Like I always tell you guys, ku Sunday tebagula motoka. But of course some people just have a Sunday nga batayagala kuyetinga lunaku lulala nagamba nze ku Sunday lwenyina olunaku and yeah, you just have to go to the market and see what it holds. Yeah, but on Sunday I wouldn't advise anyone to want to buy a car. You should create it during the week. During the week. So yesterday I'm going to tell you about that. But how was the day? So it has a but I jam ali mukono ate mukugenda tewabadde jam. Mukono ngoyingira mukono ewantoni. Wajjudde jam awo muyitirivu. But it's because kids are going back to school. I don't know. Let's look at how this evening treats us. Muchibuga wakati tulaboba nayo the kids going back to school has affected the flow of traffic. But I'm okay. Mukama nkumye nchebaza mukama, and I hope you're doing well as well. Never bakafukali ya Uganda. I think it's because of the sun. It's because of the sun. And guys, you know the thing they say on the highway. You know about them got highway and get let me reduce the AC. Mubenga muwulira. The thing is, I want it to be at the lowest so that this phone doesn't get overheated. Let me see, Mpitewa. You know, I'm trying to make sure that I don't find a lot of jam. Yeah. Today you've driven how many kilometers? I think I've driven about 200 kilometers, 250 around there. No, let's say 200 kilometers. So in total I have 286 kilometers on the clock. And my tank is in half, so I've used a half tank for 286 kilometers. Naye ezo kuliko ezo mu town kinana mu mukaga kuba kwe kwa 8 kilometers twavuze yesterday as we attempted to do an inspection yesterday. After nasema kujuzao ku Saturday nganteka mu total excelium okisegeera, and we are 287 and we are in half tank. And today I've been driving, you know, before ntuka munga I park and I leave AC on as I wrote stuff in my book. Yeah. So good evening Bukenya Abi, Muyombia Mark Chigozi Stanley, Muyombia Mark and Nsereko Starch, Esther Steven, a big artist. Yeah. Esther Steven from Bukedea. Bukedea, he was speaker. Muri mubintu mutuwe ku sente. Yeah, I hope Roderick Calvin, I hope all of you guys are healthy. Katwantuli mu industrial area. Ogali no lugudo bayita batya. Nina kulaba kapane zo manyira ngengudo zinongwa kongwe. Nenga gwe kyo manyeno wali industrial area. Kajamu kaka likakwata mukatono wali, but we are tuli mu kusala jala tugwe kugaba road. Tugende ate side zebuzige eyo. Adman Edrin ate otina matude mu kibuga ngende ku office. Serunjoji Mathias, Edrin Mugerwa, muri mutya. Aba FTC People's Party muri mutya. FTC People's Party kulo kwagala emotoka. President Antonio yagenda okubanga akiri mitambo, nze sagala politics ngenda bera general secretary wa kibiina. Nze signinga ku check eziva mu banka. Chigozi Stanley ababuzizaako, wabuza kwa Antonio Mark, Martha Starch, Council Patrick Asiku, JK Balvids, Chris Fitness, Joshua. Ne batayogedde mwenna bababuzizaako, Semusu Wilbur. Mukono ye waffe naye jam. Nebaza mukama ntisazimba mukono ze. Simanyi bwe mumalako abe mukono. Simanyi bwe mumalako. Derek Fisher, Brian Wanyama, Edrin Mugerwa, Jen from Canada. How is Canada? Canada, I know it is cold. There's an AI video that I watched that was showing countries if they were warriors, and Canada had the funniest warrior, very muscular but with a rabbit's head. The rabbit doesn't look that dangerous. Twa Hawarakida, good evening. Dennis Mawanda, Morad K Momo VIP, Shafiq Kalure, good evening. And King Daniels, Muri Mutiaba Gaibangi, then in the industrial area. Banange abaine nyumba eza boxing azali zitonyeko nino omusajja ali wano for the love of cars. I did inspection for him about I think beginning of last year or the other ekizibwa jachi solvinga nze nyumba yange bali bakagikolako abantu basatu nga bonna balekamu leakages, but he worked on it perfectly. It's not cheap, yeah, but he worked on it perfectly. And Chovola banze natandika bagamba nze nyumba yanga teacher zima ateriko muntu wa degree sikyagala ba experience guy yaje wange ne tupima nagakata wolo millimeter meka wolo centimeter meka nabiwandiika ati naddayo nabala nanga tugenda kola tuti ne tubikola. I'm telling you, it was done at even less than the cost I thought it would. Naye ngera sikyala isi, and he did it. He remodeled my house in 3D and all that, and he's going to supervise the finishing works. Engineer wawano, I can tell you, abamwagala you inbox me by number. Kubatabera ku live broadcast yali mu kujja oku marketing ate namugamba oku marketing mu lujjuddo jja kumpa sente. Esa, good evening. House box houses naye papa enyuma ya box etegeera. Esa, I don't even have the number off head. Na ye number ye, you want it, you najua Chris Fitness agenda kweyiwa mu ekiyumba musajja ate nga muvubuka munnaffe. I think he's really younger than me. Nyinza bamusinga emyaka nga 8, but he's an engineer. He's I take it in the mankola na engineer njagala an engineer who is registered with the engineers board. Bagita batya engineers board bagita batya eyo sikyayagala kati nga nange bwe munakatema nasoma katembe emyaka 3 nimane ngena nensoma marketing nembikugukamu sikyayagala kola na engineer ku site nga ye nga taina kyandaga akuba ne plani akuba ne plani oza Mosantu uliotya anange obani agamba abantu okunkubira ku WhatsApp kati oli ankubidde nesiku ataka kyalebedde ku WhatsApp agenze ku WhatsApp. Let me first mute the notifications. Atenga abantu abange manyo bagamba bwe sikwata bw'okuba esimu yange ateyitamu. Of course nyina gwe ngambye esimu yategenda bwe tubadde naye mu field. I have like 5 other guys that are in the field and we have to meet after to do a debrief, but I have to first go this way, then you can get the office. Chira biko mu kuboya nkubira na yanveeko lero ndi wamwe naye neri wange nayo kye wange si kyaddono ne wange ndi nayo kyaddono wange si kyaddono ne wange kyaddono eri ematugase kyaddono munene. Which garden is that? The road. Munange, this is industrial area. China katugenda ku 5th Street. Dobate goba bayinzo bagita 2nd Street. Off-road industrial area. Bantu linga bali off-road ate chinya kiri wali maso ogenda kukira bote n'okutya. Dennis Mawanda leakage. Let me tell you why the person why is struggled with the leakage. Na ina engineer ku site ngamanyi engineer. Na inga tamanyi byakola. He admitted to me. Yali relative wange ne musange yo mukuzika nangamba gwenne iyo yatonya katono. Nyinaje nagende yo nenzirukana yo. So ekyo tutawanya mu Uganda be bantu abayigira ku masaiti. Kati the things the new trends that come into the country, they don't know how to deal with them because they don't read. They didn't even know where to find the material to read. That's why you need to work with people that have gone to school for these things. One way between the teacher ina kuriskingira pe an engineer wa mitwalo 10 olunaku aina kuyimira buyimiriza okulaba nti bakola bituufu kupima kubala then ulokosa sule ne bafundi bo ne bapotabo okitegeere. But the engineer ekitone nyeje ebintwalo 10 musasule ajja akola ebintu ebiriyo. Then of course that makes sense. Oli engineer namuwange 10 buli lunaku nisimanyi lwaki yankolera amanyanga era kati nze njagala abantu basomanga wagenda n'osoma engineering awo osobola okujja n'obeera ku site yange n'oŋŋamba nti byokola obitegeera sikyagala abantu beetetenkanya. Amyombya Mark and you guys, let me tell you one thing. Nti nze wadde yansumbuwamu box roof tesobola kutuuka, it can never get to how expensive mwamba is. Because for you to do the right mwamba, leave these people that do mwamba and then they use basic iron sheets. Yeah? If you're going to do mwamba the right way, you're going to use kategura. Mwamba was meant to be done, used to be roofed with mategura, real mategura, clay babuita batyo nankani. Mwamba bwokola mwamba ate nosereka amabati agechinaku. Ateta nyuma kati for me. And I find that most houses is bakozesa mwamba right now, they are basic, they look basic. It's only the box house that you can create and have design at almost like, and save at least 20%. You get, but anyway, that's my thought. And you know what happens is the box house, you can modify it as much as possible. You get the mwamba kastaba roofing, but modification is better feto. Like me, my house initially had a different design. Then after that incident, even the engineer misread my plan. Then I got this guy to remodel it in 3D. Nampa design. It's very hard for you to remodel mwamba without breaking places. But with the box house, you don't have to break. You just do additions and it's good to go. But that's my thought, guys. What's going on here? It's Monday evening. Hey, Arthur, you're right. I have 4 people struggling with the leakage issue. Dennis, there are people that can fix that thing. And you guys, the best way to fix it by galvanized iron sheet. Dennis, let me just show you. That is a box roof. Workers' house, box roof. Most of the buildings in Kampala are box roofs. So there is no way you're going to tell me nti kanzireno ndowoza kanzireno. There is no way you're going to tell me nti majority of the big buildings in Kampala are box roof. And you tell me that a single house, a 3-bedroom house that is 40 by 40 feet, maximum 60 by 60 feet, it will leak. It's bad builders that make those things happen. It's bad builders, I can tell. And me, I'm speaking out of experience. Nzetonziza kumwamba nawe. Mwamba ali ya sente. Ato omuntu bajala gama mwamba tali ya sente abagenda kutera kama amabati gara isi gagendo kubalira. I've seen people that even did mwamba ne batekako na amabati agali fake within like 4 months nga amabati gasiyuse. Ezo zonna oziraba? Ezo zonna. Those are all box roofs. Kwa esolo otyo kungamba nti nti nyumba ye yebisenge ebisatu. Enyumba ye yebisenge ebisatu. Nti etonye. Anyway guys, kansubire mwansubidwa eggulo byaganya amasanyanze tegasulako ewaffe era kati ngenda kola power backup kandabe ngenda kwambukira wano. Ngenda kola power backup nga amasanyanze bwagenda. I have a backup system of like 2 days at least. Ya bei eyinza okumalako miliyoni nga 3 naye njaggisondera mpola oba 10 mukama yanaateramu obwangu sigera solo oyo abantu bamukaaba nnyo naye they say guys give you solar the first 2 months it's perfect, then after that it stops performing. Anyway, I roofed all, but it cost me the price of 50 by 100. You roofed what? Mwamba or box roof? Because me, I see that the cost of mwamba the right way. Mwebagai muve ku bantu aba roofing mwamba nga China mu mwamba ye shape. And that's a majority of people kanyambukire wano. Road closed. What are they talking about? Kanyambuke tunabirabire banange. Ngenda njagala gwa kabalagala. Naye owa kugaba road naye simanyi kikiddako. Ulire ebinya bya Kampala. Banange na bituma omuntu naye kyali nkubize emiggo. Heath Moses munanga anti jukira broadcast yafe inakuba ya kumacha. Engiro omusajja wa wakino ekimu kati bwe kiganiraawo okusiba kakati amazima gali nti ndi wano naye bwe nkulima nti manyi gyenzira nvuga ngezesa nzire eno amazima simanyi naye kasita kwetuli ffenna mwe njagala gwa kabalagala wano wendi manyi wendi bayitawo wa ayaya bwe kyobumanyi ebitundu bino nabitanga mungidda nga nvuga uba bigwangako bugwi kyema eno bayitayo namuwongo this must be namuwongo kikyekyo Daniel de Wall kyekiriwo muganda wange this must be namuwongo hanango KFM yiri wali ne monitor ndi kumulamwa monitor kati okujja kungese ekubo baalizibye bate baalizibye ndi kumulamwa nene yabaalizibye kati wano wendi ntegeddewo bananga be mukono bammalako muti ambadde mukono eyo nejamu muyitiri nebaza mukama nti nazimbe ematuga kuba ematuga nyina amakubo nga 12 gensobola okuyitamu okutuukayo. Of course that's a figure of speech, but I have a lot of routes that I can use in case jamu aba akutti nije ngatira wangi nnyo kandabe nyako akira liro kiri ekikulu kati olengera jamu oli ali wali kindaga nyina kuyita mu kibuga wakati ninako sikanji. You see how you see how we are doing tourism here. Bine binya mwali bisanzeewo kansubire wano tebazibyewo bannanga babazibyewo baba awatambula. So anyway guys, go twagezeza kokola inspection, and like I said guys, on Sunday bana commenting ena zisoma, like I said on Sunday it's tricky to buy cars. So the gentleman that came to do for me to do inspection was recommended by a friend of ours here. Thank you very much Muganda wange. Thank you very much. Bananga alizija ku SPK driving school. Gwamanyi SPK driving school are recommending abantu. Bana iwe bale nnyo SPK. Era mwenna atanafuna permit, ayagala ofuna permit SPK driving school eri Kanyanya wali. Eri Kanyanya ku gazi. Genda we SPK. Oyina mukazi wo bawo Uburanga oina about anayiga moroka mugende wa SPK driving school oyo awagide for the love of cars banangi awagide for the love of cars iraje mba mugenda yoka. So anyway the gentleman came. He had already talked to brokers, and brokers told him there was a Nua. He wanted to buy a Nua, and when we conversed a little more, he told me his initial desire was to buy a kaundo, and they scared him. Nebamugamba kaundo eyo ngenywa nnyo okitegeera. So he wasn't buying the Nua for any specific reason. I think he just wants a car that is raised. He would prefer a kaundo naye nga amafuta agati. And then I asked him the distance javuga, and he says he lives in Nansana and periodically he comes to town and then goes to the village. Now let me just make this clear for you guys. If you are not the kind of person that you're not the kind of person that drives a long distance nga Arthur ntikate sawa eno nze nga Arthur mvuge kitonenye kilomita 9 olunaku guaranteed 9 bwe ngatako bulala nzigwera mu kilomita nga 10. So if you're not the kind of person that drives 90 kilometers a day like Arthur ngovuga kilomita 15 2 bannange tebakulemesa ovuga kaundo ne bwe ba 13 guys bonobo tusengo genda mu kyalo. These cars keberea sisi 13 they don't consume a lot of fuel on highways. They consume fuel in jam. Nezineza fentono mu jam emoroka enywa kirala. Vitize yote mulaba the Vitz doesn't consume a lot of fuel, even Paso. But in jam even a Paso can give you 6 kilometers per liter. However new it may be, the only car that will serve you fuel in jam is a hybrid. And our biggest problem in Kampala is jam. You get? Is the only problem in Kampala is jam. That's the reason why cars consume a lot of fuel. So if you're the kind of person ngakatugeze oguze moroka we jamu jembozi mukubo mulabe. If you're the kind of person nga you buy your car okolera katugeze wantuliwa wanosika wano Chibuli Kabaragala. This is Kabaragala, I'm sure. So obera Kabaragala business zo ziri mu Kabalagala, majority of your friends are in Kabalagala, onywera mu Kabalagala. Guys, gule moroka ne bwe bankumenya mu bitabya kugisobola, because kati bwoba ovuga emmoroka eka eyiwa y'amafuta mu kutandika, every time you it takes a considerable amount of fuel, yeah, and when you're in jam, kati nga kano kajamu ketugenda osanga awo maaso. But if you don't find the jam, emmoroka terina mafuta genywa, so buy. Kyovola abantu abasinga bavuguza ezi Subaru zino zi2,000 okitegeera 2,500 nga bali mu kibuga. The moment they build like this nga batuna nga bagula Sienta Primo bichi. Why? Because area waffe gye tubeera tutwalayo malala, kati eno ogira Forester ogisobola ng'oli mu kibuga. But the moment you shift mbunzima ya nzimbye busiika, oba olina kutundirawo ogule moroka enywa akatono. That's why the people kasaba zimba bati nga banoonya gundi IST new model 5,000 1,800 2ZR. Okitegeera comment kize saasomye bannange. Arthur, I'm gonna need your advice. My budget is 15 million at most. I'm thinking 1.5cc, not below the year 2006. 1.5. Anti kati ogenze mu Sienta naye temwagala Sienta. Mbobo ina milioni 15 bagaye. Naye ng'osobola ofuna neka Vitizi, Sienta, Paso. Raktisi nzibu. Raktisi noza bei mwe bagaye. We have looked for a Raktis like 3 times. We had 21 million and we failed to get a good Raktis. You get it? Raktis IST new model is hard. Hey, you can also get the IST. IST was Singapore in 2004, 2005. But you can get a Sienta, you can get a Vitz, you can get a Paso, probably even Suzuki Swift, Mazda Demio. You get it? What other car? Oh, the seasons in 1.5cc and below, and 2006 and above. Zezo. But mostly I would then recommend you buy either a Sienta or a Vitz. Zezijo kwa budget yo. Good evening, Michael Chris. Listed ay Salumini obulanyo oriotia. Good evening, Mr. Arthur. Thanks for the content. Amina Trigan Raphael. Arthur, but those town buildings when it rains heavily, they leak. Kati. What ebizimbe bimwe leaking because they are old. What ebizimbe leaking because they are old. Of course, nebe ebizimbe byo mu town ebimu byazimba bubi. Kiri ekizimbe kirala kiriko ta complex kan kisembe kizuming. Echo. That's pure box. Waliwo ekyo. Pure box. Waliwo kino. Kino mujabako have pure box. There is no way you're going to tell me ebizimbe byo nambo enkuba bwe etonya nnyo bitonya nze wange tewakyatonya batereza. Arthur, what causes engine fan to auto start without self when the car is just in switch mode? Auntie, emoroka yo waliwo kubanga obadde wakagizikizange ebadde ebugumye. The moment you put a fan, the sensor tells the fan to go on because the engine is hot. You get it? But also there are cars they bateka ku direct nga teziri automatic, so buli woteka mu switching afani egenda mu ebisere mukibera ku either nga switch yafa ulina atayagala kugira obange moroka ya chamuka mu ne bagisa ku direct ereme kuddamu kuchamuka. Please get power backup. We need sebo. Some of us we miss food waiting to attend. Man, sorry Dennis. Ngenda funa power backup. That day we did not expect the powers to not thingy. Then attending ngendo tuka ne office nga teri masanyalaze. Ate power bank nga twagikozeseza ekiro. Ate ne tusiba nga tukola inspection ne nebyo okuchargingira mu motoka. But it won't happen again. Funny when people call it box roof and not flat roof. You had to go left. I had to go. Neawo mbadde ngenda kwamukira wano ngene mpiteri emuyenga up to IHK. You are going to get to Green Hill. Go straight, you will see monitor offices. The solar, the challenge is only the battery. If you can find good battery, you are good to go. Batteries okaze bwebuzibu ku solar. It would have taken you to Chisugu via IHK. Haito scene number 5 kitufu nnyo namuwongo wali abawala abatwala transport and they don't show up. Starching go ise mbintu wano tuli kabalagala ne man kajamu ngaka tukutte nnyo wano tuli kabalagala. Rashid Jagenda, good evening. Ngabi the FX trader. Edwin Mugerwa, for me my home is near Karaji, but when there is jam I find better to use Gayaza road. Abantu basinga bere mu Karaji bayita Gayaza. SPK na mugamba da already the moment I land back home I need to get 2 weeks to relax kuba jet lag. Anko kuvadinga you recommend 2+ CCs kachako. Throw some light on the Pro Box and Succeed. They are both the same car. Succeed is much more comfortable. 50 million, can I get a Primo Super or new model? Yes, you can. Salmin, 20+ CCs. 2000 CCs. Anti mwebaga in the 2000 CCs ratchings recommending and above. Nti waliwo abantu eze motoka za rayisi muko okusinga ku motoka obutonoka munda beko olwalero nga kajjambwe katta mwe waliwo abantu abamu nga sent kat. For example, there is a gentleman go twalina yundulinga ine million nga agamba 8 kati ngaba asoro fune motoka bali bamufunide 13 nga million 12 nga bamubanja asasuleko omu kati naye obuzibu bwaliwo nti yayita tubulidde mazima nga agamba ina million 8 naye nga ku account yayinako million 10. That I figured out later, yangamba later. And as a motoka ya CC, for example, in Kumisat, a 3000 CC car, you cannot spoil the engine unless if you don't do service. But if you do service, you can drive it, your kids will drive it, your grandkids will drive it, their grandkids will drive it and all that. Because you can't spoil it, you get. And it's cheaper to buy. Like if you got a 3000 CC Harrier old model, you could even buy it at like 10 million, 8 million, 9 million, you get, and it will still be okay. Of course, tezira bikarabika because nabazina nabo tibaina zibongera ko kutunda. That's the thing. Mazda Demio servicing spare chimala yona ye awo spare oka. Ruwono murasha kamaro mu blockinga. Manya abantu bano. I'm new here, soon getting a visa so that I can subscribe officially. Thanks for the great content. Amina Julius Ivan. Peter Mangeni, how are you? You share the name with my professor. He said you're Dr. Mangeni. You told me say Makeri at the head of department. All others people kale kanzireyo mukamoli. Ozeyo Mangeni. I thought that you sigara wano good evening to see me Eddie, Michael, Chris Muwonge. At time it depends on the solar panel. Kati olaba katosobola kumanya kituufu kiriwa. Okitegeera tosobola kumanya kati bale kano batutadde. Kale kambaze kubbala. Wano kabaragala abatamanyi kati njagala kuyita eri muyenga obo obukubo nabujjukira obanzire buzi kugaba road nekweme negaba road amanyo kwatamu wali na amenya obuzibu ne buli obukubo nabo nyinza obutajjukira nenja bujjukira ti Ipsam picnic chifuna aterewa budget ate kati obuzibu obuliwo Ipsam picnic yose ku advising ajigula because ojjagigulira waggulu ate gwe nga otuuka okutunda teri ajigula. Ifo chokula Ipsam picnic ku milioni 8 nonya milioni nga 910 ogule hari ya 13 hari ya 13 boge na jiulira baba na yo ojigula kati yo 13 eyo nze njagala jigula mbusubuzi njisule ku mama Abaniati mugambe wechoronge wechoronga jja kukyalanga nga gumide naye nga takyala anti buli lwalowooza amafuta nga agankankunganya amafuta agali kyadde emirundi ebiri ngajja kukyala mugumu akyala okitegeera kati wantu tuyingira muyenga ndowooza senga nayise eri kwayo ekikenno nabadde enjira senga natuuse dda wamma kati akadda kwayo ekiken kategeera kati kabadde kansuula sayidi zeeno kwayo ekike senga natuuse dda gyendaga wamma temwandabudde komenti nagirabye leeti njirabye leeti kati nzirawa nzira ku right nja kuyiga amakubo geno mpola mpola njagayiga kuba kati bwenzira eri nzira ku IHK negwe nemuyenganga naye walinga ewagala okukwata naye nga muli mutya abantu bange mbadde nkyabanyumya story ya inspection. There is a guy yakomendize ku video yange nangamba Arthur tuukiranga ku nsonga oddeno nodderi nange njagala okutuukira ku nsonga naye olumu bintabukako. So yesterday twakoze inspection we actually did the inspection. And so the gentleman says, yali ayogera ne ba broker nga bamuweereza emmoroka Nuwa, and it was on UBM. Nga bamugambe Nuwa ya $2.27 kwe kulamula. Now, one thing you guys, for the guys that want to buy Toyota Nuwas 2009, 10 and above, is emmoroka ntono kati mu katale mu nkadde era ezisinga ze batunda. You need to be very careful. Most of the Nuwas 2009, 10, 11, most of the Nuwas that are on sale, after being driven at least once in Uganda, most of the people selling those Nuwas, they are selling them because they are not good. Okay, either you need to fix a lot of things in the suspension, or they have broken stuff, or the gearbox. Remember, those cars are CVT, and some of them just look ugly because they have damaged the bodies badly. So you need to be very careful as you go to buy. Now, so this gentleman wanted to buy a Nuwa used. Remember, some time ago we bought a UBG. I think it's UBG. I don't remember the number plate. We bought a Nuwa UBG at we bought it 27.5. Yeah. So because I knew it in my mind that the Nuwa we bought we bought a UBG sometime back at 27. It's unlikely that you can find a UBM in good condition that is 27. But you'll be surprised we found it. And it wasn't a Nuwa SI. The one we bought was the SI. For the guys that don't understand the trim levels, there is a trim that is higher than SI, which is the Sport. But then there's SI. For most bones, the SI is the most extreme trim. Okay, the most luxurious trim that you're going to get. So, and they are not very common. So this was the X, the Nuwa X. Now the SI, even the suspension is quite different. I don't know, there is something different about the SI. So anyone that wants to buy a Nuwa, if you have a good budget, I think you should be going for the Nuwa SI. So the UBG we bought was SI. Now mukatale musingamu X, Nuwa X. I find that they are not very comfortable. Atenga nazoba ziseera. So we went ahead and inspected kati BM je bamugamba 27 twagenzeyo ngeringa etaliyo, and we actually went to the place where the Nuwa was parked, because when he showed us the picture, there is a broker we were working with that day, which was yesterday. He knew some Nuwa, so he was taking us around, because this person had only one option of a car, and I normally tell you guys you should not have one option. So there's a broker that was taking us around. So we go to Machi India, look at I think there were 2 Nuwas. Then we go to Nakawa, where that Nuwa was, and it wasn't there. So the owner tells us, you know what, that car is in a garage being fixed. There are some works they are doing. Got him this one. I told him the owner of the car is not there, but the owner was there. But he said the car is being fixed, but it's actually not 27 million, it's 30 million shillings. Now I don't know about that. So we said, can we look at it, because I really want to limit inspections to 1 day. You get, and the guy says temujja genda yokubanze sente ze moroka eyo nzimanyi limu million 3 ate mwe mugamba yababagambye $2.27. You get, so we were not able to look at that Nuwa, and then we went and looked at another Nuwa which was also UBM, which was a Nuwa X, and it seemed to be doing things for us. Ngemipira jo masse ebiri oyinoji replacing, but the person stopped at 28 million shillings. We were offering him 26, knowing that emmoroka eno emipiira ebiri gijja kulya emitwalo, at least emitwalo nga 46, because the Nuwa has the same tires as my Ractis, and I recently bought 4 tires for the Ractis. So each tire cost me about 230, and I was buying budget tires. I didn't buy the premium tires. So budget tires 230 a pair, 230 per tire. And we have a day itanga bidala byonna byonna bitache nalabe chat kikola jeje emipiira ebiri, but the person nalemera ku $2.28. So we left him to go check out other Nuwas. Of course, the gentleman had talked to another person who had one at Lumumba Avenue, but then the person wasn't picking up. And then this person talked to me and asked Arthur, at Harrier. That's when I get to know that he actually wanted to buy a Harrier Kawundo in the beginning. And me personally, I asked him, what distance do you drive regularly? Nangamba, abera mu kitundu kyekimu wabeera wakolera. And I told him, if you live in the same area, kawundo osobola gisobola. Because remember we bought a kawundo with one of the guys here. Twagula kawundo bid I think this year. Twakagula kawundo bid. And one of the owners of the kawundo told me kawundo emukolera kilometer 13 per liter. Kilometer 13 per liter. Which is not bad for a 2.4 liter vehicle. Now I don't know oba yagabala obubi ekyo naye bwe kibanga kyekyo 13 kilometers per liter, that's marvelous for a kawundo. So I told him obeera kumpi nga tosanga sanga jam kawundo gisobola. What abantu bazivuga ne mu jam? And he said, but let's look at the kawundos as well. Now being Sunday, we went to one bond and I just said katingate n'obudde bugenze. And remember the thing that I tell you guys, tutandike okunoonya emmotoka ku macha. We started with this gentleman at 1 p.m. 1:40 actually. Yantuseeko 1:40 nga tudde ne mechanic awo. And by 5 we hadn't looked at many vehicles. By 5 we hadn't looked at very many vehicles. But we had to stop because obudde bwabadde bugenze. And that's why we could not even do the broadcast. Esimu yabadde eri ku 4% by that time. So bwetto atuseeyi yo Rumioni. Baita Rumioni efaanana Suzuki Etiga. So that's how we went, and I said, you know what, I'll give you another time to gende, but this time, and normally guys say nga nsalawo ninga ngenda kuwayo budobula ngenda kuwangayo nga 1 hour jakuwangayo nga 1 hour nsobola okanga you get your money's worth, but that means we just look at like two other cars or 3 in the same area to ogule moroka tuchivemu okitegeera. But then the other challenge that I had with this gentleman was that he wasn't also being very forthright with what his budget was, because initially he said he didn't even want to spend more than 24 million shillings on a car, which is unlikely for you to get a new at 24. I told him outright it's very hard for you to get a new at 24, but remember he was looking at a new of 27. Then we twagenze mu kawulo ziri mu million asatu nga atalaga he's okay buying a car of 30 million. Then when I told him you can actually get a newer in the bond at 39-40 million, then it seemed okay. So I did not know what I was working with. So that's where we were. So it was unsuccessful. I told him whenever he gets ready, he should call me to Rabeche Tukola, but this time I hope he's right. He's honest with me to make kumarabude. Because when someone tells you I have a budget of 24, I think about moroka ezasa tumetano, but ezana, because it seems like at a certain point he looked at a RAV4 and Vanguard, which were numberless in the bond. I told him they were 55, and he said only 55. So he started looking at them, seeming like he can afford a car at 55. So I find that sometimes when we're not clear about what car we want, what budget we have, because when you come and tell me, Arthur, my car ideal car is this, I have this budget, but I can also look at this car and that car and that car, yeah, I find that a chintu echwe fenafena chitu saving obude I can advise properly, but wano walinge wali akakubo wano kangende bwe tunabula nga tukomawo wano walinge wali akakuba akansula eri wali ebinnya bingi mujjukire eri wali ebinnya njagala kwewalayo wanote kukuba lwaka kubo nzijukira no garage eri wano. So anyway guys, bwetu amaliriza, and I would like to urge you guys, when you come to do inspection with Arthur, be as honest as possible. With in regards to what your budget is and what car you want, so that I can advise you accordingly. Normally ebibuzo nze byembuza bibera very simple. What job do you do? Where do you live? Where do you work? What average distance do you drive daily? Because emoroka zino okunywa kwayo kutu affectinga je tuvuga buli lunaku. The places where you go once in a while should not influence what car you buy. If you go to the village once a week, don't let that influence the car you buy, because you can even reduce the frequency of going to the village to once every 2 weeks or even once a month. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So don't let that influence the car you buy. Bule moroka according to the distance. Kakomera kaka na kama inja banange ngaganyiridde. This is actually literally an embassy. This is a consul, honorary consul of Republic of Namibia. Mwe gana mayinja gaganyumiza ekikomera ngenda no gakopa njagasa ku kikomera kyange naye kitegeeza ne gate nyino gikyusa nakola gate ya kinaku nnyo kola gate ya kinaku nnyo but anyway omanye ekyankozesa gana mayinja gegedda kati gali ge mapya naye gali ya ssente aga mayinja gali ya ssente kati ago golaba ago gegedda. So anyway kati mulaba nze olwokuba nvuga kilomita 9 olunaku. I'm actually right now I'm seriously considering a hybrid. I'm considering a hybrid because I've done the math with my 90 kilometers a day. Nebe nabanzi sazeeko nyinzo zisalako nenkendeeza, but with my 90 kilometers a day I predict a hybrid would do me very well, because with 90 kilometers hybrid ebegenda kunywa lita 2 according to the hybrid review we did. Mujjukira the hybrid thing we did. Now emotoka ebe esobola okuvuga 90 kilometers nenywa lita 2 a day. Manchi kuba nnyo, but I'm considering it. Let me think about it. But that means I need to sell off the Raktis ntopingeka akasente nabo bonfuna hybrid. Wanfuna hybrid. Kati yesimba mu Raktis yange nawe osobola okujja n'ogyesimbamu. Si ya raisi naye asobola ogyesimbamu, osobola okujja n'ogyesimbamu aye tugende ku chapter ddako eya hybrid. Yeah. So anyway, your inspection yeggulu teyabadde complete, but I hope when he comes back he has decided on what amount of money he wants to spend, and that he has also decided what budget he wants to spend, and also what car he wants to drive. And for the guys that are looking for kaundos that are thingy that are save fuel, eyo kaundo mujirabe eriawo bojifuna like a 2015 2013 model ngerimu 2ZR ya Rumion tenywa obanga avuga Rumion ngatovuga kaundo, you get lwakuba ya bei erimu million nga nkaga 7.5 because zili endala zibiri 10 zikyali mu million nkaga mwemu according to the cars we have recently bought. Arthur, how do you know the Toyota Volts? If yes, what could you say about it? I've not seen many of them, so I've not done a review. I've not driven it. If you just told me what engine is in there, what gearbox it has, I think then you'd even have the answer, because everything to bale to yogera kuwano. Somebody was saying that hidden roof is costly and tricky and does long chituf ebyawa. At last long umwagala last long yawa. Guys, the iron sheets we used are galvanized, right? Tegatalaga. Ne orugogo lwa hidden roof lwe bateekayo lulina kuba luli galvanized nga terutalaga. Kati what do you mean last long? Doesn't last long where? Kyenjagala okulaba, kyenjagala okumanya, because nezide nyumba zaffe mujjukire nyumba z'abajjajjaffe era batekanga yama batipuwa quality gwe andi ogenda kukwata hidden roof ogitekeyo geja 24 28 ogitekeyo geja 4 like geja 4 kabanga kapapula tekayinza era teyinza kuwangaala okitegeera nze naye nze let me tell you for style I'm willing to test nze nakabeere ewange emyaka emeka ng'ogyeko ebyo biba era buli kibadde kintawanya ku nnyumba eyo kintawanya lw'abazimbi bazimba bubi yonga yo teyina tagali. Good evening amanya evidence Paul Banalia. Today is made evening today. No, it's just special for today guys. Kuba saakoze broadcast ya kumacha. If I can't get a Wish at 18 million, I'd rather get a Sienta at 16 and save my 2 million for other stuff. By the way, Vitz 1.3 and Paso 1.3 CCUGs, which one would you recommend? Antizona 1.3 would be okay if they have the 2NZ, not the one and not the Babitabucho. What were we in Yobo? Gorukumbi Satuka started by 2NZ, Jason, you way. Nayate engines that kumite zina buzibu. Guys, talk about the Primo Super 15 million. Why would you buy a Primo Super at 15 million? After I have a friend who was telling me Subaru Legacy 2002 that it is good. But Subarus are good cars. They're just delicate, but they are good cars. After, do you know Toyota Volts? Njimanyi na isi jiraba nkuzem. After, which area is that? One way Tuli Kabalagala, we are going to Gaba Road. After, how much do you want in your car? Emotoka yange nja teesa na muntu agirabako. After that place of the stone fence, it's owned by Godfrey Chirumira. I issue one. Godfrey Chirumira gundi konsuru. Is he a konsuru? Hybrid chijogendo guda papa. Dennis Mawanda. I'm still deciding because for the price of a Fielder 2014, you can get a Prius, and the Prius is the original hybrid. Monsiyo na. So I'm stuck between the Prius or the Fielder. Kati ausimanyi. Kisinza nakasente ke nabanyina we banagulira gundi yange eno raktisi yange. Talk about the Harrier new model gula. Salmin ngamba desijirayo comment kanjinonye Salmin agambe ekitegeeza I can go with Harrier old model 2.2 cc's anko mba mpita, so you bid it can go for how much? Na hiyo Harrier yenkadde ngati ya namba biveeko. Bobo yagala okugula price eri feye bye namba biveeko. Salmin eyo Harrier esigala old model oba eri ku UBJ oba esigala old model sebye namba biveeko. Eyo Harrier eyo boboya, if you're going to buy a Harrier old model, just look for a Harrier that looks nice. So just look for a Harrier that looks nice. Leave alone the things of number plates. Joseph Balikudembe, good evening. Kansubira mu listed bannange ono Gaba Road. Ndwawo okuvuga musokendo kan concentrating mu katono kan concentrating mu katono nga namwe we mulabe ebyewunyisa kuba mmanya abase mboli wabatatukanga kenu nga otambira ku Masaka Road buli kiseera obera ku Masaka Road. When you kiss me, when you touch me, get food, but I did a mutima gwange. Sit over, you make my life easy. To find another to papa. When I'm done, when I'm at best, I can do it. Go, no se comida. I'm messing you sing and I'm going to Wurida. To a go, it's a Furuga. To my ears again, I got to live me, baby girl. Katika naka area kano kalimu abasomali aba Eritrea bayitirivu era renti wa wano bagamba tasoboka mbu single room ya mitwalo 7 mbu kati zili ezisaliko binabiro na toy zeze mitwalo 4 single room ezali badde ezo 7 mbu bana aba Eritrea basasula sente mpitirivu kati bali nyisa renti wa wano wena amaduka gonna bana Uganda mbu abagasobola batono kubanga renti mungi. There is a Twitter post that I saw nga people are complaining about it. Uchitegeera Dennis Bawanda vibe checho. Would you recommend me to get a Primo? Eyo nagize mudda. Eyo nagize by the but nze kunonya question ya Salmin. I'm first born in this state nyo. Chirumira is consul of Namibia. Neba abo bwinyo bunyumidde nze ngenda bukopa obandi buzimbire emyaka emeka. Oneza Salmin ati kiseka wagano okundagirira so kompeleza ka text ku WhatsApp so ko kamperizi nayenga olwegulo lwero mulozane dakika temusigazaayo 10 mbasibule musigazayo dakika 10 mbasibule olwalero mbenga I've made up for it naera evening broadcast zibadde kyekyo kubanga kati tuyiseeko jambadde temuyitangako nga tudde eri side njabba twalake gaba ku mazzi simanyo ba wachafana ngabo wafana nangeda atha mama abane ali ku katufu. She literally knows where the husband is by just checking our broadcast. Anti siru chisera ndi bera ku broadcast. Jay Sekaja ogambo ta isoba Ivan yagambi naye mwe abagenda ogula Harrier old model wamanga bwe ngambye Salmin ebye namba mu biveke esigala old model kingabo no gamba ntingula 10 njagala nga eri ku UBJ. Who is going to care about the UBJ? It's a 10 is a 10. Ntingula Primo Super njagala nga eri ku UBB. Who cares? Primo Super obe ku namba chobiri ku namba kibagenda kuseera. Kako kapolo mukalaye kapolo eyo polo 4. I think that's a polo 4. Akakaiseyo. tekana musumbuwa ndo zoba tekana tani kamukola ko mikolo zoba boroka kanmula akavitiza kaitawo kali ku UAU simake ko musajja wange ke yaguze sikeko akakavitiza ka milioni 10 n'emu zo inokagula bokasusa 10 n'emu oboguze bubi because at 15 you can get a B series simanya wano wenchamira ano wale ka wenchamira wano badde nera bidde wano wenchamira you can get a B series new Vits new model so kati bogula old model ku milioni 15 oboguze bubi wano wenchamira but guys ke kasera ambasibule nno naye olunaku lwero lutambudde bulungi ate kati mbadde ne stress byange kati nzize mbimalidde wano ku broadcast kasanjogera mu kona mmwe bukadina buubo oba box okalabako eyo box gwengo ngamba enyumba ye yebisenge ebisatu etonye box endala yiri ogiraba box endala zizo kati enyumba ye ebisenge ebisatu ngetonya ngo ngamba omuzimbisi ya ino obuzibu enyumba ye ino obuzibu zizo zonna boxi oba hidden roof oba flat roof zizo zonna box gwengo ngamba mbe nyumba ye yebisenge ebisatu gwe kyogamba abazimbe ebizimbe bino mbu kino kyali tonye noli naja nazimba wali box netonya noli nagenda ali nazimba box netonya bazimbi baba n'obuzibu bannange era bwo babadde yagala because hidden roofs ezisinga nyuma mu design kati bwo bafayo gogo tusenga gwamba gwali badde gufaanana guti gwali badde gufaanana bubi so kati waliwo ennyumba ezimu nga mu mwamba okugira biso obulungi olina obakola otya kuganga obujogole bugenda babungi ate nabwo abazimbi tebabusobola Primo and Mark to Joel, that's a question. Siddamu bibuzo bidamu lwakutaano. Anyone that has a question, bring it in the form of a chibozi. Atharaktiso jivuga auto oba manual. Kamanyo kasufu. Nze jivuga auto. Sigenda kusijja kutagia boxing andaba. Ate kati huyo je tulaga tuli mu CVT. Je tulaga oboyagala oba toyagala tugenda batuvuga CVT. Kuba kati nza yagala ogenda mu hybrid sure deal CVT ate bonagenda mu electric tuvuga motor we are not driving anything emoroka yesalawo boli nnyo ngeyongeza amaanyi boli nya electric cars bannange can I take you for pizza niko totumye west tukidde tugenda ddi what did you decide to change why did you decide to change children's school abe ebyesomero ly'abaana biwanvu naye tuli binyumyako mu maaso eyo mujja kunzijikiza mumpeemu akaseera tujja kubinyumyako kabulaza oli mu area code yange Nicholas oli kumpi wano waliwo wano man fried foods waliwo pizza awo naye kati oyinza obutansobola kati nona baana bwemba nona baana oyinza obutasobola kutuliisa ffenna nyina abani bwe tugenda ku KFC mulaba kano kabakaita streetwise 2 akabamu ebifo ebibiri akalya nayoya oli mutowe yayinza olya streetwise 2 nategeera ne abani akati yalya streetwise 4 eyebifo ebina kyokka ate tagejja kati simutegeera oba amaanyi akozesa maanyi. Mr. Arthur, there is something you need to tell our people here. Okwewala bino manyambu loan cars manyambu pay 15 then you will bring the balance later, not until legit people we can trust. Man, nze motoka za loan ezo sinnazitegeera obanga afunye sente za manerenda nenga bagayi kamba sibule zine dakiika ennya muzindekere eno tegeera bulungi nyina okugenda neyogereko nga nzijayo abaana neyogereko nnyo but practice shape yayo yannema okutegeera. Dennis Mawanda practice gireke eri comfortable tebanyi sienta eri kava nze nsingira fielder kuba navuga mu fielder ya yingini oyo yingini oyo gwembagamba gwemba mu nsabe namba yoyo yinginiya twagula naye fielder mu bondi navuga mu fielder ye kati eyo fielder bwenjigerageranya ne practice mbireke no bireka ate practice eri more SUV kati eba tesoboka Arthur oyo wavits akuli mu maaso mubuuze gadi yassaako yakimunanga abantu baagala emmoloka zaabwe ha nyina obuyinja obulala bwendabye ate nabwo bw'amaanyi naye buli obwakirumira bwe businga naye gwe kirumira nga yagwa mu bintu naye mwe tukole ssente bagagga abokabi balonda okubeera abakonsulu wava muno bamufuula konsulu ani sudiru bamufuula konsulu nekirumira bamufuula konsulu bagagga abokabi bafuuka bakonsulu kitegeeza bw'olemera mu bwavu tojja fuuka konsulu guys munzikirize mbasiibule buno obudakiika mubundekere male okunoonya okweyogerako wano manye ebintu byakweyogerako eri nali nfuuse kabejja naye maama hi good evening Harrier consumes per 13 kilometers. It is between 6 to 10 kilometers per liter. Munaye Vianney ono twagigula naye mu bondi twagijja mu bondi eje twasema gwa twagigula sene meka twagigula 61. Good evening. Twagigula 61 yangamba naye avuga express avuga nnyo highway so siyinza kumuwa kanyanganze sigivuzeemu yangamba emuwa 13 ate sisuubira nti naye annimbire ki sisuubira nti yannimba kale guys kamba siibule ine malendooza okweyogerako. I saw 2015 Toyota Town S van, it's 1.5cc. Can it be good for business? I doubt kubanga wana abantu bwe bogenda bavugira ebintu bagala emmoloka bagitike nga gye bagenda okutta. Joshua, read my messages kanzinoonye wano. I know a school I used to move Gababunga Soya Kansanga Kabaraga in my campus times. Here is a video 206. Can it work in Uganda? Nedda tojire tajireke. Joshua Gambi, Arthur, I want to give you my advice on WhatsApp. Can I? Yes, Joshua. Yes, Jimpe. Guys, kamba sibule. Joshua agala kungoba ku Prius. Agala kungoba ku hybrid. Mwe mukimanye ebikyali kujja mu inbox. Agenda kungoba ku Prius. Neka ngene njogere naye. Abe Mark, Stanley, Starch, Esther, a big artist, Calvin, Adnan, Edrin, Matthias, Fisher, Jen, Brian, Dennis, Twaha, Morad, Shafiq, Daniels,Eszak, Pade, Starch, Moses, Oza, Emmanuel, Daniel, Martha, Michael, Trigan, Jones, Stewart, Kutka, nsoma koli muli Raphael, Benjamin, Tosin, Rashid, Ngabi, Salmin, Nseko, John Prosper, Julius, Bruno, Peter, Eddie, Ivan, Adnan, muloza sebamazeyo, Michael, Joseph Balikudembe, John Prosper, Paul, Evidence, Frank, Anye, Oyo Dennis, Saddam, Hashim, Aden, Firstborn, Isoba, Jay Sekaja, Thermostat, Vianney, Chris Da Vinci, a big artist, Mark Trevor, nabali Mukamori. Guys, I wish you a very lovely evening. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Ante njegera bera Market Tuesday. Mukama bawo mukisa.